Good morning, Cedar Park High School. It's Friday, October 2nd, and it's B-Day. I'm Ellie Neal.
And I'm Jack Polishuk.
Today, Brody Bush takes a look into how CPHS students are feeling about this year's presidential candidates, a look into how choir is adapting to COVID-19 precautions,
the top 3 things you need to know today, and Luke Johnson and Katie Whitmarsh are in the studio for a Game Day sports report.
plus your pet of the week. Let's jump in because the Wolfcast starts now. With the election just 32 days away, there's turmoil in the student body over which candidate is better suited for the presidency.
That's right. Reporter Brody Bush has prepared a story on how the student body is feeling about the upcoming election.
Thanks, guys. As many of you probably already know, the next presidential election is right around the corner, and some of our very own CPHS students will be taking part in the election.
The student body has a lot of different opinions about the upcoming election. Here's what one student thinks about the Republican nominee, Donald Trump, who supports income tax cuts, increased military spending, and rollbacks of federal health care programs.
Well, I can't vote, but if I were to vote, it would probably be Trump for the basis of China and guns mainly, because I have a feeling that they might be a little gun grabby on the Democratic side.
Senior Connor Wagner doesn't think the pandemic will affect his opinion.
Corona, I don't think really anyone can solve the issue right now. If Biden's elected, nothing's going to happen, even though he said he's going to do a national mask mandate, which technically I'm pretty sure is unconstitutional because it's got to be like the state and local officials who do that. But it's, for me, leaning Trump, but anything could really happen.
On the other side is the Democratic candidate Joe Biden, who supports raising the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour, increased military spending, and limited federal health care programs.
I prefer Joe Biden because, one, he does believe in climate change, doesn't think it's a hoax, and has a good plan for it.
Senior Casey Hood supports Biden because of his policies concerning climate change and gun control.
He wants to rejoin the Paris Agreement, which helps climate change, and gun control. He wants to buy back automatic things that help semi-automatic guns be automatic guns. He wants to do a buyback with that.
Yes, I would.
Remember, Cedar Park, as long as you're 18 years old, you can still get registered to vote and take part in the election until October 5th.
Thank you, Brody. It's important to make sure you know who you are voting for.
And if you are old enough to vote in this upcoming election, the last day to register to vote is October 5th.
As Cedar Park is finishing its phasing in plan for the school year, classes like choir have to make adjustments to work with what they have. Even with the majority of their students staying online, choir is still working hard for their February showcase. With so many virtual kids and their first in-person rehearsal not happening until this month, choir president Grace Lai has found the class has had to change teaching tactics to a much more independent approach.
Like they always have like a fun little thing to start the class, and then during our asynchronous time would just be as if we were it's like practicing on our own kind of thing. They give us like a section of the music to work on, or something that we would normally do as a group, but kind of doing it on our own. And it's been good. I enjoy the class, and it's been a lot of fun.
It's nice to see how well choir is adapting to the circumstances.
The pandemic has affected all extracurricular activities. However, color guard still has the opportunity to perform, even without being able to participate in competitions. Although UIL has announced that color guard won't be competing and marching with the band, there are still upcoming shows to be performed.
So we still have a show, and it's called Alexander Hamilton. It's pretty much like a Winter Guard show, but in the fall. Because we still have a show to learn and perform. And pretty much this year is all about getting better and improving on technique with the flag, the rifle, and the saber.
There will be an upcoming show next Monday in Gupton, so go out and show your support.
Up next, Kason Johnson will catch you up on the top 3 things you need to know for today.
Hello, Cedar Park High School.
I'm Kason Johnson, and here are your top 3 things you need to know today. First, today, President Trump tweeted that he and the First Lady Melania had tested positive for COVID-19 after his senior aide, Hope Hicks, came down with the virus after traveling with the president. Mike Pence, the vice president, will likely take his place as President Trump recovers. Mike Pence tested negative. Next, Governor Greg Abbott issued a proclamation yesterday on October 1st, limiting locations where voters can drop off their mail-in ballots. The new order will take effect this Friday. And lastly, 850 Austin District teachers pledged not to return to their schools when they reopen for in-person learning. 44% of the staff members have already received accommodations, but they are still concerned about their safety and the students' safety. And that's all I have for you guys today. With CPHS News, I'm Kason Johnson.
Thanks, Kason. Now we throw it over to Luke Johnson and Katie Whitmarsh for your sports report.
Hello guys, and welcome back to the Wolfcast Sports Report. I'm Luke Johnson.
And I'm Katie Whitmarsh.
Our girls volleyball team has been killing it since Friday, starting it off with an away win against Westlake.
That's right, Luke. The game was won in 5 sets with a final score of 3-2 Cedar Park.
After taking that massive dub after such an exhilarating game, your Lady Timberwolves brought that energy and more against the Georgetown Eagles.
Tuesday's game saw our girls come out on top with a 3-1 win with a dramatic final set.
You can say that again. The last set was neck and neck between the two sides, pushing the game point score higher and higher.
Needless to say, our girls pulled it out with a 4th set score, 31-29. Huge credit to Avery Cole's 21 kills and Dylan Gilkey's 46 assists.
They will carry this momentum into their away game against Glenn tonight at 6:30. Good luck, girls.
Throwing it over to our football team, showing up at 4 in the morning to practice is working out nicely after a legendary home opener on Friday.
Anyone who showed up to Gupton on the home side was surely having a good time witnessing our 21-7 win over Vandegrift.
We certainly were. Our 3 touchdown scorers consisted of Josh Cameron, Cade Haught, and Preston Scott.
Our defense, though, was the talk of the town, seeing Javion Mays bully Vandegrift's quarterback in sacks and Kason Wiesenhutter with an amazing interception.
Expect these boys to bring the same energy tonight against Cedar Edge at Kelly Reeves Stadium in Round Rock tonight. The game starts at 7:30.
That's all we have for you today. Check out our sports Twitter at CPHS_sports for more updates. With CPHS News, I'm Luke Johnson.
And I'm Katie Whitmarsh. Back to y'all.
Thanks, Luke and Katie. Up next, Madeline Roberts quizzes CPHS students on what they know about the nation's election process.
In honor of the 2020 election, I quiz some CPHS government students on facts about our presidential election process here in the U.S. Let's see what CP really knows here on...
Okay, first question. How many electoral votes are needed to win the presidency?
170.
2/3?
Isn't it about like 237?
270 electoral votes. Yeah, you're right, 270 votes. How old must a person be to be president of the United States?
35 years or older.
50?
35 years old.
It's 35, actually.
Oh my gosh.
How many electoral votes does the state of Texas have in the Electoral College?
56?
7? Maybe?
35.
38, actually.
Oh. Dang it. Okay.
I overshot it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
True or false? All members of the Electoral College are required to vote for the candidate that got a majority of the state's popular vote.
That's false.
True.
It's true, but then there's like a thing called like the unloyal or something like that. But it doesn't really happen. Like it doesn't affect any. Most of the time they do vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess true.
It's actually false. Technically, it's false. You're correct. False. On what date is the presidential election in 2020?
November 3rd, I believe.
Is November 3rd.
Okay. November 3rd?
Yeah, you're correct.
Yay! Thanks for playing, and we'll see you next time on...
Thanks, Madeline. And now it's time for your Pet of the Week. These are Brian Choi's cats, Mason and Melody. Brian got them around the beginning of summer. They love to spend time in Brian's room and play with their toys. One of their favorite toys being cardboard boxes they often claw on. Mason is more outgoing and energetic, while Melody likes to spend most of her time by herself. That's all we have for you today. Make sure you're keeping up with all of our content, so head over to our YouTube at CPHS News.
Next week, we are back 3 times a week, so be sure to catch the Wolfcast on Monday for a story on the businesses that had to shut down due to COVID, a sports report, and your scholarship of the week. With CPHS News, I'm Jack Polishuk.
And I'm Ella Neal. Remember to make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.